So that's proper throwing me off, getting disconnected. So
Yeah.
Texans played really, really well pre-season, except for their first game against the Bears, which I don't think should be counted. And then the Vikings just pounded them.
Yeah, I don't really know what to say other than, yeah, they just got destroyed at the end of it.
They only had one touchdown. The Texans only had, one touchdown.
Yeah.
And then a extra point kick. But the Vikings were just ground and pound. And they had less time with possession. The Vikings had less time possession. Texans had 30.7 and the Vikings had 29.3.
So I'm looking at some stats.
And the total yards were less as well.
It gets weirder. I'm looking at some stats from the game, right? CJ Stroud threw 20 completed passes out of 31 attempted, 215 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Sam Darnold, 17 out of 28 attempts completed, 181 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Something is broken.
Like,
I was just saying.
Insane. But to be fair, I'm just looking at the rushing stats for that game.
Yeah, the rushing stats. Sam Darnold's rushing stats are so much higher.
So their leader in rushing for the Texans was Cam Akers, 9 carries, 21 yards. That's all he got. The Vikings, Aaron Jones, 19 carries, 102 yards.
So Aaron Jones, if you don't know, used to play for the Packers.
I was going to say, didn't he play for the Packers before?
I actually seen an interview on Aaron from Matt LaFleur. Is that coming from? I've got an echo. Hang on, I've got echo cancellation. This can't be changed while I'm recording. Fuck you. So Matt LaFleur has said that he has been watching Aaron Jones play because he was a really good player for the Packers. Now he's with the Vikings.
Yeah.
And we've got the Vikings next week. But fingers crossed, Jordan Love will be back. But I don't know whether we're going to be able to beat them. I want to say we are going to beat them, but I don't know whether we're going to be able to.
Well, the other thing I'm looking at is the defense stats for this game. The Texans leader had 1 sack, 1 tackle, 1 assist, whereas Vikings had 3 sacks, 3 tackles, and 1 assist. That's the leader on each of them. So their defenses were very different.
Yeah, and the Vikings' offense and defense is very good this year.
They seem to be well-rounded, whereas I don't think Houston is so well-rounded. I think they're more offense. So when the defense came on, I don't think they
did
just
too much attack, to stop aren't it. They? What game? So
one that I did want to mention though.
Go for it.
Because I was looking at it, I'll bring my thing back up after that. Reset everything. Was the Lions game.
I didn't watch the Lions game.
Ah, mate.
Not yet.
So it wasn't great as a whole game as such. I mean, it was the Lions-Cardinals. It was all right. But I wouldn't say you missed much apart from one quite good highlight, which was Goff threw it to Amon-Ra St. Brown, who then lateraled back to Jahmyr Gibbs, who then went in for a touchdown.
Fucking hell.
Oh. So Goff to Brown to Gibbs, who went straight in. It was quite mad.
Why did Singletary stop before the goal line in the New York Giants and Browns game? He was 1 yard away from a touchdown.
Yeah.
He dead stopped. Yeah. Why the fuck did he stop?
Slid. Because they still had possession of the ball.
Who? The Giants?
Giants. They were up. They were winning. Yeah. What was the score for that one? I can't remember.
Giants, Browns.
21-15. So they were up quite well, really. A field goal from the Browns wouldn't have done it.
You still
So
go
they
in for a
had
touchdown?
no, but they had possession of the ball.
Hmm.
They had a couple of seconds before the 2-minute warning, so that would have stopped the clock anyway, whatever happened. And then once you restart, you've got 4 downs. If I remember rightly, the Browns didn't have any timeouts.
No, I don't think they did.
So they couldn't stop the ball. So if they just got going, knelt or anything, they had 4 downs.
Yeah, I suppose. It
They
just
could
looked like
run that clock so low the Browns couldn't do anything.
the NFL script had said, "Not today, motherfucker."
I did see that. I did see it myself. I
It
did
just
think about
looked
it first.
really weird. Like,
but yeah, when I looked at the because as I say, I watched the highlights from it. When I looked at the time of it, it was like 2 minutes 3 seconds left or something.
I didn't really look at the time or anything. I didn't really. It just sprung out and was like, "That's not fucking right." I was on my lunch break. It was getting close to the end of my lunch break, and I was trying to fucking watch it quickly before I went back in. But it
But yeah,
just
it
seemed
looked
really
really
odd.
weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a run the clock out. You've got 4 downs. Run the clock out as much as you can when they haven't got any timeouts. I mean, worst case, you give it back for say 30 seconds, no timeouts. They've got to run the entire field.
It is weird.
The
So,
chances of them getting anything was very slim. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. And that's why he done it.
okay, makes sense now. So, Lions Cardinals wasn't a great game. How did Kyler Murray perform?
It wasn't the best. He didn't perform as well this week as he did last week in running as much. I don't think. But it wasn't a bad game by any stretch of the imagination. Both teams played really well. But it wasn't a high score because both were doing quite well on defense and offense.
That's the only trouble, isn't it?
Yeah. But I mean, it was 20-13.
Lions, Lions are quite tough anyway, aren't they?
So Goff, 18 of 23 for 199 yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception. Murray, 21 of 34, 207, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. So it was a pretty close game.
Penalties are still high for the Lions.
Yeah.
Who were we just talking about a minute ago? Texans. That was who we were talking about, wasn't it? The
Vikings.
Texans penalties. Vikings Texans. Was it that one? Their penalties were quite high as well. It's still high penalties. So we're coming into week 3.
They're calling everything. They really are. I think it's getting a bit ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because the Eagles got called for, I think it was 8, but somehow New Orleans only got 1. And there was one I know for a fact they should have got called for.
Where are we? Penalties. Yeah, so
they are calling too many penalties.
We're going to talk about the Eagles and Saints anyway. I haven't watched the game yet. I'm planning on watching the game rather than the highlights. But you were texting me because I was watching the Packers game. You were texting me,
yeah,
that you didn't think the Eagles were gonna win that game, but they did.
Well, there was a couple of calls that shouldn't have been called.
Yeah,
because the Saints got away with exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Penalties are I don't know. It seems like even if they're a questionable one, they're just being called at the moment for all teams.
It feels like they're trying to set some new rules coming into play maybe next season. But total yards, the Eagles got 460 total yards versus 219 for the Saints. I mean, the Saints have been playing really fucking well. When you text me saying that the Saints were up, I was like, I can see that.
They were up by score, but not by yards.
No, I could. To be honest, I thought, given the way the Eagles are a little bit up and down sometimes, I thought they might lose this one because the Saints have been playing really well.
For the first half, I would say it was very questionable whether we were going to win it.
Mm-hmm.
We had some more life by the third quarter, got going a bit, but it still wasn't looking great. So it was like, is this going to win? Are we going to lose? And then
Yeah.
the fourth quarter, they really come to life.
Yeah, but I mean,
I mean,
460 yards is good.
yeah, I mean, part of that is from two really good plays.
Mm-hmm.
One, again, Saquon Barkley, another Howie Roseman edition, special buy. He ran for, on one play, I think like 65 yards.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
That's a really good,
That wasn't
run.
a pass to run, that was just a full run. He got a nice little hole and just
He's an
proved
animal.
that he's still a good animal. Yeah, he's still there's a reason they call him Quadzilla. He
Yeah, there
can
is
run.
Yeah.
He is also, this is what got me looking at stats and stuff, was I was looking at, I wanted to look at the leaders of who's rushing and passing and that. Barkley's leading rushing yards, 351.
Bloody hell. That's really good, isn't it?
In 3 games, and the one last week he wasn't really used that much.
I think he had a fumble last week, didn't he?
On a pass, yeah. He had over 100 yards in this game against the Saints. I'm pretty sure it was over 100 yards against the Saints.
Here we go. Rushing, Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley. Jalen Hurts got 25. Saquon Barkley got 147 with an average of 8.64.
Yeah, that's high because of the 61-yarder. We also got our tight end going, Dallas Goedert. He had a 61-yard catch and run. Our new addition, Jahan Dotson from the Commanders, he managed to sell a route. I can't remember if it was a safety or a corner, started following him, ran straight into one of them that was following Dallas.
Is that
literally 2 of them just collided?
Is that the video you sent me? And it kind of looked like they just went boom and spun each other out.
Yeah.
That was
so there
mad.
was supposed to be 2 on Goddard and 1 on Dotson, but the one on Dotson was paying so much attention to him, neither of them sort of see where they were going, went into each other, and then Goddard just went straight down the sideline.
Fucking hell.
But he ended up with 10 catches for 170 yards.
Fucking hell. That's mad, isn't it?
So that's quite a good stat, really. But the questionable one on that should have been called on the Saints was they had the defenders on Devonta Smith. They wiped him out of the game. He ended up being ruled out for concussion protocol. He caught the ball. A defender was instantly on him. Then another one came in. Then a third. So they were already starting to pull him to the ground. And then a third guy just came in, blindsided him from the back, just fully wiped him out, took the whole pile down. Didn't call a penalty, nothing.
It's crazy how they seem to let some teams, Kansas City Chiefs, get away with some things and other teams not. Do you know what I mean?
There's nothing else you can say. It should have been called as a penalty. It wasn't. There's nothing you can do now.
It's done, isn't it?
I think there'll be a fine come out about it later on. I think that there'll be an NFL ruling and Saints will get fined or a player will get fined.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get Smitty back for next week because we're already down AJ Brown. Don't know if he's coming back next week. So who knows?
Who knows what's going to happen.
All I can say is thank God for getting Dallas going and thank God for Saquon.
Yeah. Praise Saquon. We'll move on to Packers Titans.
I was just going to say about that. That looked like quite a good game. It
was a good game, and Malik he did play again really well. Let me just pull up his.
Yeah, so I've got an interesting one for you on that.
Go on.
That very game, actually. While I was looking at all these next-gen stats for games and stuff.
Where are you finding the next-gen stats?
It's literally NFL next-gen stats website.
Oh, I didn't realise they actually brought that out.
So go to nextgenstats, all one word,
Yeah.
.nfl.com. So
Oh, yeah.
your rushing, right, leaders for the game. Josh Jacobs had 14 carries, 43 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Emmanuel Wilson, 12 carries, 50 yards. Malik Willis, 6 carries, 73 yards.
See, he's a runner.
Yeah. He also
My.
put one in for a touchdown.
Oh, really? Oh, he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was like, oh, really? Oh,
He
come
threw
off
for
it.
202 yards as well.
I think my battery's dying in my moose. What's this ball carrier? No, regular. Fuck off. Game Center.
Yeah, Game Center's where you get all the ones that I'm looking at.
GB Tennessee. 42.3 yards, Malik
That's his
Willis.
longest completed throw in the game.
Will Levis.
See, Will
Tajay.
Levis can kind of sling the ball a bit. 32.5.
Yes. Yeah. He didn't play. I have actually on my phone. I screenshot this, right? Stats about Malik Willis. And I thought, well, that's actually really interesting. Where is it? Where is it? It is. How have I screenshot that? Come on, pop it.
The only thing I've got really left to say about the Eagles game is the Saints actually played really well.
The Saints seem to be a different team.
They're much different this year. Their defense really held us back quite well. Their offense was going quite well, but our defense showed up for us, and yeah, that's why I only ended up 12-15 because nobody could get any points in.
So I got some stats about Malik Willis. Okay, so for the Titans, he had 3 starts, 51% complete passing, 234 yards, 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He had a rating of 39, right? And then
Yeah,
with the Packers, he's had 2 starts with an 83% passer rating, 324 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and 131.7 rating.
it's insane.
So he's come from the Titans, who have obviously not put any time and effort into him.
Yeah.
He's come to the Packers, been thrust into it because he was only supposed to be QB2. Well, he is QB2 until he's QB1 until Jordan comes back. But he's been thrust into it, and the Packers have just spent so much time getting him to be able to be ready to play. And Matt LaFleur has said he's an amazing quarterback. He knows how to play the game. He's willing to put in the work and just picks it up really quickly.
One thing I think Green Bay are quite good at is training their guys that are sat on the bench.
Yeah, molding them into a good quarterback.
Yeah, because I mean, they did it with Aaron Rodgers when he was behind, was it Brett Favre?
Yeah.
Look, he's still playing now, 20 years later.
Yeah.
They've done it with Jordan Love behind Aaron Rodgers. He's just signed that ridiculous contract. And literally, barring injury, Green Bay's QBs are ridiculous, to be honest.
Yeah. And then we've taken on Malik Willis. He's only been with us, I think, 6 weeks. He's had to start in 2 games, and we've won those 2 games so far.
Yeah.
And everyone was saying he's shit. He's never going to be a Packer.
I think the other thing Green Bay do quite well is, unlike some teams, mainly Cowboys, Vikings, I can think of a few others, but is they don't just make it all about one player, like Justin Jefferson or CeeDee Lamb. They get the whole team involved. And I think what that does for anyone who comes in as backup is it's not, oh, he's open, it goes to him. But if he's not open, I've still got to try and get it to him.
Yeah.
You know, it's they've got loads of targets they can choose from because everybody is as good as each other.
Oh, sure.
I can't look at Green Bay and pick out one standout receiver or anything because they're all pretty talented.
Where I'm sure. Where is it? I'm sure we had yes. Will Levis pass short right intercepted at 10:35, intercepted by Jair Alexander. He has got to be my favourite player, Jair Alexander. Yeah. He's fucking brilliant.
He picked Jalen up this year as well, didn't he?
Yeah, I believe he did. Yeah, and it was another one of those. The ball was coming. He seen it, managed to get in and get it before it was actually caught and run in for a touchdown.
That's what saved the Eagles game.
Is it?
I just remembered. Yeah, Reeve Blankenship. Derek Carr had the ball, threw it. He didn't really need to throw it, to be quite honest. He could have run that ball, but he lobbed it. Our safety, who picked off Jordan Love, Reeve Blankenship, done exactly the same thing. Saw exactly where it was going, coming, slotted himself just in front of the receiver, grabbed the ball, dove to the floor.
We had in that game 2 interceptions, Jair Alexander and Xavier McKinney.
He's been quite a good acquisition for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's doing really well. I can't remember when he came in.
It was during off-season, I believe, or pre-season, because he got him from the Giants.
He's got biography. When did he trade? Oh, I can't bring it up. But yeah, Packers are doing really well so far this season, even without Jordan Love. People are wondering, people are saying, do you think that we could go the rest of the season without Jordan Love? It's not just Jordan Love that makes the team.
It's
everyone
not,
around. It's not a one-man team like you were saying.
That's what I'm saying. Like Green Bay do so well at spreading everything out that they can just, if
even
one
our
person
defense
goes down,
is doing really well.
They can slot someone in who's pretty much just as good as everyone else, and it can keep rolling forward.
Yeah, exactly. That's all I have to say on that, really. So Eagles, Saints, Packers, Texans, Vikings, Giants, Browns, Broncos, Bucks. Wasn't sure what to make of that game. Did you watch it?
The Broncos, Bucks. I did. As I say, I watched the highlights from all of them. But yeah, I mean,
that was very one-sided.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield did not look right in that game.
No, Baker Mayfield did not play well compared to how he has been playing.
Yeah.
I thought the Bucks were going to do really well.
I will say Bo Nix played much better this week than last week.
Oh, which shocked me. Bo Nix has played terrible lately.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at his stats, 25 of 36 and 216 yards.
Fucking hell. The Bucks have steamrolled everyone before this, and Bo Nix is...
That's what I say. Baker just didn't look right, if you ask me. There was something that wasn't quite right there. And Bo Nix stepped up at the right time to get their team to win.
It could give him that confidence boost to, I could actually go more. I could do more rather than fluffing it every fucking play.
Yeah, I think you need to move your mic stand. It's
Yes, the kids have messed around with the fucking camera and everything. Tyler was down, wasn't
he? Bo Nix actually run for a touchdown.
I seen that.
He had more rushing yards than the second one of their running backs. The main running back got 70 yards. He got 47. He's definitely going to be another runner.
Yeah. But it's not just... That is their second... I believe I seen a thing. Sure, they said in-game when he scored that. This is his second rushing touchdown, and it's only their second touchdown of the season. And then they've got more touchdowns after that.
I don't know. as I said, I was watching the highlights, so you get bits of what they were saying. It keep
Yeah,
getting
and
interrupted and
I'm
just
pretty
switch.
sure that's what I heard on that, but I could be wrong. Who we to next? Panthers Raiders. I literally watched that just before we came on.
How?
That was weird. That was a
How was that one
weird
possible?
game.
How
The
was that one
Panthers are
possible?
shite. They're shocking usually, and you've got the Raiders, who
They played really well last week.
that's what I was
And the week
literally going to
before,
say.
I believe.
They've been playing very well.
They
And
didn't win last week or the week before, but they did play really
they played
well.
really well. Yeah. No, I'm not. Yeah, but there's
But
no way
yeah,
they won.
I mean, how is all I've got to say about that. Is just. But then Bryce Young's out, isn't he? They put Andy Dalton in,
Yep.
who's actually been in the NFL for a while.
Yes, and this is his first year in 2 or 3 seasons that he's started.
Yeah, if I remember rightly, it is because I saw a interview thing after the game. I saw a clip like this morning, I think it was, where he was saying he didn't think he'd ever play again.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't see that.
So I think he thought he was just going to be backup, pass on knowledge,
Yeah,
and just sort of fade almost, take his money and go.
There has actually been a few teams interested in Bryce Young. New York Giants being one of them.
I think Bryce needs training.
Yeah, the Panthers have said they're not looking to get rid of him.
No, they've said he's still going to be their star, but he needs training up.
100%.
Because, I mean, you can see from that, it's clearly not all the rest of the Panthers that are failing.
No.
But I will say it's the Giants.
If he went to the Giants, he's going to get the same. Like, it's not gonna change.
Yeah, I don't know if it would be better, but then each team plays their own kind of way. It might be a better fit for him.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? I mean, the Steelers took Justin Fields and he's now 3-0.
Yeah, there is that. It's unlikely that that's going to happen twice, though.
It's unlikely that's going to happen twice. Yes, I agree, but it sometimes changing teams can be a benefit.
I don't think the Panthers don't want to let him go anyway.
I mean, Baker Mayfield bounced around several different teams
last
season before. Now he's with the Bucks. They've just signed him to an extension, and he's been, apart from this week, he's been playing really well. So if you get the right team with the right fit, you can do well. But I'm not sure. Either he needs to leave the Panthers, or they need to put some real work
in. Yeah, they need to invest in some time, getting him where they want him, where he needs to be. He's young as well.
It's his second season. I don't think they should have started him last year.
No, that could have killed his confidence.
I think they should have viewed last year as a write-off.
Yeah.
Almost from the start, and just been like, we need to rebuild this from the ground up. But they wanted him in straight away because they wanted to save it.
Yeah, and now they've benched him.
Yeah.
And they played well. Yeah, so that's all I have to say on that one.
Ravens,
Cowboys.
Did see,
go on.
Before you go on, I saw the. Just had it and I just lost it. Where does it go? I was going to look at say about the stats because Andy Dalton played really well for him. He slung the ball around quite a bit, if I remember rightly. So he 26 out of 37, 319 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Panthers Raiders we're talking about, isn't it?
Yeah, that was Andy Dalton, the backup Panthers QB.
That's crazy, isn't it?
His first game in, 319 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Are you looking at the next gen stats?
Yeah, the game center.
I can't even see Saints, Panthers.
It's actually under CAR and LV.
CAR and LB.
LV. It's just
LV.
after the Green Bay, Tennessee one.
Las Vegas, yeah.
Yeah. I got so confused by that as well, trying to find it.
It's mad, isn't it? Longest completed air distance. Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, he had a 51 yarder.
yards.
That's quite mad. The thing is, he can sling the ball because he was back up in Philly for a while.
Mm.
So I know he can play.
Yeah.
And I think he could probably do quite well in Vegas. I mean, he threw 18 of 28, 214 yards and a touchdown. But he got an interception. And those can kill a game.
That's it, isn't it? Yeah, so what are we going to next? Who have we got next?
I think the only ones really left that are worth talking about are...
I was shocked with the Ravens-Cowboys game, though, to be fair. Just looking at the score, I've not watched the game. That's really close, considering you've got an MVP quarterback there.
That was a shit show.
28-25.
Yeah. Ravens didn't play well, I will say.
Which is shocking because they've been playing really well.
Well, you say that.
They got 13 penalties.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
No, did the Ravens play well?
They are 1-2 on the season.
Yeah, yeah. That's just me talking
They're
shit.
not a bad team. I'm not saying
they got
they played
274
shit.
rushing yards, though.
Yeah, that's what kept them alive.
Who was rushing? Lamar Jackson got 165 yards, and 87 of those were rushing.
But you look, Jackson's longest throw was 29.1 yards. So,
and you got
Derrick Henry had 151 yards.
Dak had 28 completed passes.
Yeah, out of 51 though.
Let's move on from the Ravens Cowboys. I'm sorry, Cowboys fans. So 49ers
Cowboys aren't looking good.
49ers and Rams. I think the 49ers have quite a few people out at the moment, don't they? I think Nick Bosa's out.
I think they lost Bosa. Yeah, they lost a few, but they weren't doing good.
Oh no, Nick Bosa was in. Got 2 tackles. 1 tackle.
They were not doing good in that game. Well, they were until the end of the third quarter.
It's another one I've not watched yet.
I watched the highlights. They held the Rams to 3 or 7 points, I forget, until like the third quarter. And then the Rams were just like, okay, let's put up all these points and win the game.
They had Tutu Atwell in. He had 0 completed passes and 1 attempt. And then
who had who in?
The Rams. Tutu Atwell.
I don't even know who that is, if I'm honest.
He's a...
Stafford was in the game.
That's a wide receiver.
Yeah, well, they lost Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp.
Yes, they did.
The Rams have got more injuries than anyone.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
the 49ers should have won that game.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they were all together.
I mean, if you look at the stats, it's insane. Because Purdy got 22 out of 30 for 292 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, and so let's see.
Matthew Stafford got 16 out of 25 for 221.
Brandon Ayuk was in.
They had a lot of their stars.
Weird. Even there's nothing. George Kittle, no receiving yards for George Kittle.
Yeah,
nothing. They were not playing very well. Very strange.
No, that's what I say. Like, look, the Niners should have won that game.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. But they got sloppy. I think they got sloppy and got too comfortable.
Yeah. Chiefs Falcons. Is that a game we want to talk about? I believe Patrick Mahomes lost yards.
Yes, taking a knee.
Yeah, twice. He ended up with negative yards.
Yeah.
That won't be Yeah, because
So
his
he actually got one attempt for 6, one attempt for 9, and one attempt for 15, but ended up with 17 yards altogether.
he got like -7 or something, didn't he?
Yeah, because of
Altogether.
taking the knee, it put him back and what have you. But I think it was near the end and they were already up, so they were like needing to run out the clock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and just take the game. Like it's a stupid stat. It's relevant, but everyone's like, oh, because he's a running quarterback, he's lost yards. He hasn't run and lost yards at all.
he's just
Nobody
not.
tackled him. Nothing happened. He took a knee. They lose 5 yards when you take a knee.
Doesn't matter. They were trying to win the game. 22 and
They were
17.
they were going for the game win. They weren't trying to put up any particular stats.
So the Bills are on fire.
The Bills stomped the Jags.
100%.
There's no two ways about that.
It is the Jags.
That is definitely Josh Allen's team.
Mm-hmm.
There's no question about that.
Josh Allen made the Jaguars his bitch.
Irony of the whole thing, Jags have just paid Trevor Lawrence and made him one of, if not the highest quarterback paid. No,
Yeah, he's
was,
definitely
and
one
then
of.
Dak took it, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Dak is the highest paid QB
Yeah,
now.
Dak's the highest now. But yeah, I mean, there's no way that should have happened if Trevor was worth what he was paid.
Trevor Lawrence is not right. He's not a good quarterback, in my opinion. That's just.
He's a mediocre quarterback.
Yeah, at best.
Yeah.
At best.
He's ideally suited to be a backup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If
100%.
if you ask me, he's a better backup QB than a main QB.
Yeah, they need someone with a bit more of a stronger arm.
So they
who can
even
take
need to
charge
get
a bit
somebody
more.
else in, or put a lot of work into Trevor Lawrence. I mean, you've just paid him stupid money. You've got to put work into him.
Yeah, so you've got Trevor Lawrence had 21 completed passes at 38 attempts, and Josh Allen had 23 completions at 30 attempts. But his yards are 263, whereas Trevor Lawrence his yards is 178.
Yeah, it is.
He's still a higher rated QB than Josh Allen. It depends which way you look at it. So he's a 68.27, and Josh Allen is 151.69.
If you ask me, it is nothing in it.
It's got to be low to high, hasn't it? Rather than high to low.
There's nothing in it. Josh Allen's miles better, in my opinion.
100%. Where are they sitting with their games?
That's 3-0.
It's another one, isn't it?
Bills are 3-0.
Have we got Bills on our? No, we have as well.
Jaguars are 3.
I need
Bills
to watch
always
this.
end up round the playoff bubble. They are one of them teams that sit on the bubble.
Mm-hmm.
They don't tend to get through, but they always tend to make it to the edge of the playoffs.
Yeah. I need to watch this game, Jaguars Bills, and then we've got.
Yeah, it was a steamroll, mate. It was nothing to it.
Commanders and Bengals.
So, as much as I hate it, the Commanders done really well this week.
Yes, it is.
They joined us as the only 2-1 team in the NFC East.
I'm pretty sure we came into this when we first started this. We were like, Commanders, shit. Didn't we say they were a dumpster fire last year?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, so the first week, if I remember rightly, Jaden Daniels did not perform well.
No.
This week he has. He performed much better this week.
Mm-hmm.
He beat Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
He threw his longest completed air distance, 58.9 yards. So he can sling a ball.
He's got a total yards of 254 from this game.
Yeah, and that's on 21 completed throws out of 23.
Out of 23.
2 touchdowns and no interceptions.
You got Joe Burrow, 324 yards out of 29 completed passes, 38 attempts.
They both slung the ball.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest difference, Jaden Daniels, 12 carries, 39 yards, and a touchdown. Joe Burrow had 1 carry for 4 yards. Joey B isn't a running QB.
No, and I think he's struggling this season with the injury from last season.
I think he was better this week.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think his injury's still playing on one bit.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm not 100% convinced they're going to be at the playoffs.
No,
I
me
think
neither.
for them it'll probably come down to the wire as to where they end up. But yeah, I wouldn't say they're looking all that good right now. But
No, me neither.
Commanders are looking much better than they have for a few years.
This season is flip turned upside down and inside
Yeah,
out.
I mean, I'm looking at the standings for the NFL now. The 3-0 teams are Seahawks, Vikings, Bills. I mean, Chiefs. I don't believe that, but Steelers are the other one. Last year, all of those teams, apart from the Bills and the Chiefs, were near the middle or the bottom.
Mm-hmm. I don't think
they were mid-pack teams at least last year.
The Rams top 3. Did you say the Rams?
No, Rams are 1 and 2 on the season.
Who's the top 3?
So you
Seahawks.
got Vikings.
Seahawks.
Seahawks.
I don't think they've been.
No, they haven't done too well for quite some time. And the irony of that is everyone's been saying, "Oh, Geno Smith, DK Metcalf, they're 2-star players."
Yeah, 100%.
I think this season they've been sharing the ball around more. I think that's what's done it for them.
Yeah, definitely. I've actually got nothing else. That was it.
Well, one thing I will say about the KC game is they definitely got away with something because Mahomes was picked off, and it wasn't actually called back for once. So that was interesting. They didn't get a flag on the pick. Yeah, I was really thrown off by that. But they face mask pulled. One of the defenders face mask pulled a Falcons player, and they got away with that.
I've seen that in another game as well.
But it was a clear face mask pull because the guy who was running, even his head went like that. But because he kept on running, nothing. Chiefs got away with that one.
Weird. I don't understand what's going on this season. It's all
the Chiefs are going for the 3-peat.
Yes, they are.
So I don't believe they should have got away with that. But hey, what are you going to do? It's very pick and choose from the rest of the season, it seems.
It does seem that way, doesn't it? Hey, that's all I've got. Have you got anything else?
Not a major amount, but one interesting thing that I wanted to talk about was the passing yards leaders.
Go for it.
Who do you think's number 1?
Passing?
Yeah. Give me your first, second, and third. Who you think are the leaders? Without looking at anything.
Let me see. I want to say Patrick Mahomes is up there.
Nope.
You say top 3?
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Josh
Jalen
Allen.
Hurts is number 4, though. No.
Fucking hell. Well, it's definitely not Trevor Lawrence.
No. I'm not 100% sure you'll get
not
these.
Not Caleb Williams.
No.
No, you're going to have to go on.
So in number 3 with 787 yards, Geno Smith.
Seahawks.
Who's
he played? Fucking hell.
In second place, you know what team he plays for. Brock Purdy, with 842 yards.
Oh, I don't know why I didn't say Brock Purdy.
Yeah, I didn't think you'd get him though. In number 1, this shouldn't be allowed. The way they've been playing like a dumpster fire. 851 yards, Dak Prescott.
In this season?
But he has only had 4 touchdowns on that with 2 interceptions.
Freaking out, man.
Yeah. Yeah, they're 1 and 2 in the season.
That's mad, isn't it?
But yeah, Jalen Hurts was number 4. Then you've got Matthew Stafford, Gardner Minshew, Joe Burrow, Jared Goff, CJ Stroud, Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels, then Patrick Mahomes. Pat's only got 659. Jaden Daniels got 664.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, this whole season, everything's upside down, like almost from how it was last year.
We're in the Matrix or something at the moment.
It's really weird how these teams have stacked up compared to last year. A lot of these teams have put in some real work to revamp their teams, I will say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The only thing that hasn't really been much surprise until the game last week was the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
They were dumpster fire the first 2. But I mean, the Dolphins are 1 and 2. They've literally only won 1.
There's not really much you can say about it, is it really?
The Ravens, Browns, and Bengals, and the Steelers are all AFC North. Bengals are 0 and 3. Browns are 1 and 2. Ravens are 1 and 2. Steelers are 3 and 0.
It's too early to say, but the Steelers could take that conference.
I mean, the Steelers have been playing well.
Mm-hmm.
But the Ravens literally... didn't they go to the Super Bowl last year? Was it them that went to the Super Bowl?
No, it's KC and 49ers.
KC and 49ers. Yeah, but the Ravens were in AFC playoff game against KC.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. It's so hard to remember. It feels like it was a lifetime ago.
Yeah, but the Ravens are 1 and 2. Like this, if you look at this, I mean, the AFC South is pretty much how it was last season. The Texans are 2 and 1, Colts are 1 and 2, Titans and Jaguars are both 0 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
So that division seems the same. Another one that kind of flipped up a bit, NFC West. 49ers, Rams, and Cardinals are all 1 and 2 on the season. Seahawks are 3 and 0.
We could be seeing something completely different in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. NFC South. Saints and Bucks are on 2 and 1. Falcons and Panthers are on 1 and 2. And yeah, the Cowboys, who've just spent a shit ton of money on CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott, are 1 and 2.
I think we're 2 and 1.
Yeah, same as the Lions. The Vikings are 3 and 0. Bears are 1 and 2.
I'm not worried about the Bears. Lions may put up a bit of a fight. Vikings is the big one for us, I think. Vikings are going to be a tough game.
I think the outcome of the Vikings and Packers game will give you a sense of who's going to be doing what for the rest of the season almost.
Yeah, it's mad.
But yeah, a lot of this is... I mean, the Giants are 1 and 2 on the season. They're still a dumpster fire. But a lot of this is... I mean, Jets 2 and 1.
That's a shocking one.
Jets are above the Dolphins.
Who did the Jets play?
Patriots. So that wasn't really a fair game.
I didn't watch that.
I did. You don't want to.
It was Thursday night. I didn't watch it, and I've missed the highlights. No, I haven't. No, they actually Jets steamrolled Patriots clearly by the score 24 and 3.
Yeah, that wasn't. It wasn't a good game. If I'm honest, it was pretty one-sided, and the Jets should have put up a higher score, but they didn't. But yeah, It's the Patriots.
Yeah. Right.
The Patriots are the AFC version of the Giants. They're just a
definitely.
dumpster fire.
That is all I've got. I didn't get as many points as most of the points I had. We talked about throughout with different games anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I think this week, aside from the games, there hasn't been much big happen outside.
It doesn't seem
a
like
lot
there
of
has
the
been.
people who've been injured and what have you happened last week or the week before. Most transactions are done. Nobody's been traded yet because it's too early in the season to really see.
Yeah.
I think there could be more for next week, but I think we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, that's all from me. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, you say you got the Packers Vikings this week.
Yeah, I believe so. Let me see.
Yeah,
Pretty sure it's Packers Vikings. It's our next game.
Well, we got the
Sunday.
Bucks next.
Oh, mate, I need to be back for that. We're going to Screwfix Live on Sunday, so hopefully we can get back so I can watch that game. Our GoFundMe for the Basingstoke Cavaliers is still out there. If you'd like to donate even £1 to a worthy cause, would be much appreciated to help us buy kit. So, just in case anyone from my team's watched, I wasn't taking the piss when I said that, even though I started laughing. I've shared it everywhere else. I might as well share it on here, even if it doesn't make the cut.
Why not?
Right, I'm done. I'll speak to you later, bruv. In a bit.
Take it easy.
Peace. Fuck off.
It stopped recording from my